Hey everyone. So, welcome to episode 2 of my 40 cubed challenge. It is now March 8th, and I am moving right along with a handful of things. In this episode, I thought I would show you a view of the spreadsheet and how I'm tracking across all of my challenges. So, I'll pull that up here in a second. But first, wanted to update on a few highlights.
Birthday boy, here he comes.
So, yesterday, I actually got to do one new thing, which is one of my challenges to do 40 new things. And it was so cool. I got to learn how to make pho, the Vietnamese noodle and broth, and you can put whatever meat and veggies in there, and it was delicious. Shout out to Misty, who is doing her own challenge related to her birthday, and maybe we can have a conversation at some point with Misty about how she's taking on a bunch of new things as well, which I thought was super cool and inspiring for me as well. And this was actually a Christmas present from Jamila, from my wife. And she knows how much I love cooking, how much I love learning to cook new things. And so she organized this with Misty, who is Vietnamese, and was able to walk us through everything from shopping at an Asian grocer's to being able to make the pho from scratch with fresh noodles and make the broth, all the things. And we actually turned it into a party where she invited over like 15 other people, and we served them all fresh pho. And so I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, but it was really, really fun.
All right, welcome to my 40 Cube Challenge tracking spreadsheet. So I want to just start by walking you through a little bit how I have this spreadsheet set up, and so you can really see all of the different challenges and how I'm tracking towards those. So I have the name of the challenge, so in this case 40 lookouts. Lookout Mountain is actually where I crashed my bike, and so my goal is to climb up that road and descend safely 40 times this year. I will be tracking that through Strava, and so far I've done 3, which is 7.5% towards my total target goal of 40. As with most of these, it's something related to 40. So that puts me slightly behind my expected pace, hence the red behind. You can see there are a few where I am on track. And so I'm just going to go through as I do things and occasionally update here. Some of them I have to update right away. Some of them I can just periodically look at what Strava is tracking and just pull that number in here. So you can see a lot of them are physical challenges, like 40,000 feet. Actually, this morning I did a 40-mile ride, so that is getting towards that total goal. 40 hours of meditation, 40 pull-ups in 40 minutes. That's actually starting to feel like attainable. I didn't think it would initially. With my broken arm, it felt like that was going to be hard to get there, but I feel like I turned a corner, and I actually, in a 40-minute period, did 28 pull-ups. So I'm actually a lot closer already than I thought I would be. Excuse me, the dog came in to supervise my recording session. Let's see what else I have on here that I'm excited about. We are hopefully getting a sauna soon as next month, and my goal is to accumulate 40 hours there. I don't have a good system for tracking my sauna usage, so I'm just going to log it using Strava, activity tracker, as cricket, because I never play cricket. So if I see that I've got a cricket activity, then those minutes count towards my 40 hours in the sauna. I actually went for a phone-free walk today, so I get to update that one. And I'm a little closer to being on track there. This is going to be a big one, 40-mile week on foot, so I'll have to make sure just to accumulate a lot of miles in a certain week. I haven't decided when that's happening yet. Let's see what else. I'm working towards a 40-second handstand. Right now I'm at like 2 seconds, so not good. Need a lot of improvement there. If anyone has any advice on how to build up your handstand abilities, I would appreciate it. Let's see. Dates and co-reading with Jamila. We like to try to wind down by reading a chapter of a book together, and we often end up on our phones. So we're, again, trying to be more intentional there. And then hanging out with friends, sharing meals with friends. One thing that I'm working on right now, I'll talk about it in another recording quickly, but I'm in the middle of a 40-day sugar fast, and today is actually Friday the 13th. And so I can say now that I've gotten through dinner already that I have 13 days down, right? So in this case, the tracker doesn't really make perfect sense. I'm also actually at 31 days of Duolingo. So, So that is probably going to be the first challenge that I fully complete. This will be my second YouTube video recording, but I can't take credit until I get it uploaded. And then, as you can see, there are 2 free challenges remaining that I haven't assigned yet. So if you have any ideas, please drop that in the comments, and as long as it incorporates the number 40 in some way and is intentional, promoting health and just well-being, then I am very open to considering your ideas. So let me know what ideas you have for me, but also let me know what you're doing for yourself. What challenges are you taking on? Where would it be helpful to maybe have some external accountability by dropping something in the chat, letting it be known in the comments what you plan to accomplish. There is definitely something about putting yourself out there where now you feel accountable, and you've spoken that out into the world or typed it out into the world, and then our drive to be internally consistent kicks in, and we are more likely to do that thing. So what is the thing that you want to kind of force yourself to be more likely to accomplish because you've put a stake in the ground and said, I want to do this? For me, I've chosen, well, I'll say these 38 things so far, but I know we'll find a couple more and make it 40 in total. So I'll periodically update you on how I'm doing on this challenge, and you can see that I am behind on several of them, but again, a lot of this I'm just kind of building momentum, getting my physical strength back, and getting to a point where I should be able to tick off a lot of these later on into the year, and kind of be more on track, and as certain ones start to get completed and fall away, then I can turn my attention to catching up on other ones. So it'll be an interesting thing, and this tracker is absolutely essential for me to be able to pull it all off.
So it's March 1st, and the challenge that is starting today is a 40-day long sugar fast. So not eating anything with added sugar in the top 3 ingredients. And this one is going to be a doozy for me and for Jamila, who is joining me for the challenge as well. So we went to a fun event with First Descents. That's an organization that tries to get people with chronic illnesses like cancer and MS out into nature, doing outdoor adventures and still living life, even with these often terminal illnesses. And it was a really cool event, but of course they served lots of like muffins and danishes and stuff, which normally I'd be all about, but today I managed to resist, so off to a good start. And we just had some lunch, and I really want dessert. So I'm noticing how habitual it is for me to want to eat some sugar and add some sugar to everything. So we'll see how that manifests in the next 40 days. In some other highlights on what I've been up to, I've been out on my bike a couple more times, and that's been great, but I haven't managed to get up Lookout again. I also managed to send out some handwritten letters, and that was a really nice little reflection. I got a lot of meaning out of expressing gratitude to the people who helped out. We had a meal train and a GoFundMe for my medical bills after I crashed my bike. and I sat down. I got these thank you cards, and I got a bunch of them, and I wrote thank you notes to as many of the people that had supported me as I could track down and remember. And I sent those out. And so recently I had a wonderful surprise birthday party, and people sent me birthday cards and a few gifts. And so I am going through a similar exercise here towards that 40 letters sent. And I just sent out, I think, 12 letters, or I have them ready to send out. And we have our little stamp on the back. And so that was an interesting, just slowing down, not being on my technology for a second as well. And all right, so that's the second video. If you want to see where this all started and watch the first video, please click here to watch that one. And also drop a comment if you have any ideas on what I could do for my final 2 challenges.